I'm Dana K. White of islobcomesclean.com and the author of Decluttering at the Speed of Life. And this is my monthly Q&A video, answering questions that have come up over the last month. Most of them are about videos that we've talked about. Videos from the last month, but some of them are just random on other videos too. So here's a great question. The question is, I'm struggling with clothes. What to do if my containers fit a lot more than my clutter threshold? When I put all my clothes, they fit comfortably in my large closet. That's the container concept, okay? Things can't be under control if there's more than will actually fit in the space that you have. That's a container. The closet is a container. That's me talking in the middle of her question. Anyway, but in some time they will be all over the place and overwhelming because I can't handle them. Okay. Clutter threshold, container is a fact, okay? The container concept is a fact. Every shelf, every closet, every drawer is a container. You cannot fit in more into the container, into that space than will actually fit and it stay under control. It's gonna spill out. Those are, like physics and science and all that kind of stuff. But then there's you. And that's your clutter threshold. So if it is continually getting out of control, that's the definition for clutter. That's my definition of clutter. Anything that continuously gets out of control, you have too much and you need to declutter there. So keep decluttering. With the same kind of concept here, okay? It's not just about that it can all fit, but get rid of your least favorite until you get to the point where you are able to keep it under control. I do have to stay really quick though with clothes. Laundry routine is everything, okay? If you don't have a laundry routine, it's really hard to have a realistic understanding of how many clothes you need, how many you can handle. So work on the laundry routine and some of this stuff might solve itself, okay? But clutter threshold is everything. Okay, so the next question is relating to an older video where I was cleaning off my bathroom counter, okay? And I donated a single earring. So here we go. But why, all caps, would you have donated one earring? Nitpicky and teasing, that's them calling themselves that. I know, but if you only have one, of a pair, don't donate it. You're wrong. Okay, so I have actually interviewed on my podcast someone from Goodwill, and she explained that they love broken jewelry. This might not be the case where you donate. That's fine if you want to ask them personally. But I do need you to know that a lot of crafters, which is a lot of creative people, okay, get stuff from Goodwill. So broken jewelry, singles of a pair, those are beads. Those are pieces of something. And a lot of crafters get that. So she specifically said, we love your broken jewelry, okay? This is a question about the video on paper clutter, okay? And the question was, Dana, after you pay bills, do you save records and how long? So let me just make something else clear here. And I feel like there were other questions that somehow I didn't get in my little screenshot folder, but let me just be clear on the paper clutter video. The paper that I sorted into those 3 and only 3 containers, folders, whatever they were, doolollies on the wall. The things that I sorted into that was only what was left after years of going digital on all of our bills except the ones that we absolutely can't, which would be our water bill in our small town, okay? So all of that has gone digital with the purpose of reducing paper clutter. So no, we don't save it because we have those things. We've done that digitally. The reason why I wanted to point out that those 3 small things were after years of reducing our paper clutter by going digital, by whatever else I've said in other videos about paper, blah, blah, blah. We have significantly reduced the amount of paper that we have in our house. And that's why I could go and feel comfortable going down to just those 3 things. So that's not saying you need to have more filing systems if you have more paper than that and you're not there yet. Instead, I'm saying you need to start by reducing your paper, okay? By going digital as much as you possibly can. All right, so somebody asked specifically about suggestions on how to transition through a big area that has become gridlocked from years of overwhelming craft clutter. Okay, so this would be craft, because we think like craft space, craft room, or a a room that is storage, whatever, follow the same principles. Just, if you can't even walk in the room, you go to that doorway and you get where you can get, and you go through the process of removing trash from there that you can get to without shifting everything around. And then removing the easy stuff that belongs somewhere else in the house. And then removing the declutter, okay? And reduce from the spaces that you can get to without pulling everything out, because that's what you're gonna have to do anyway. And it is a recipe for disaster for people like me to pull everything out of a space, especially a big storage space like that, okay? So that way you will be able to move on through, reducing, getting it smaller amount of stuff so that you can get that figured out, okay? Here's another question. What if the answer to where would I look for this first is right here in this pile of junk? I get this question all the time. I've been asked this question by people in my family. I'm just saying, and maybe it's not the case with you, but usually it's a little bit of sassiness related to this question, like a little bit of like, it can't work for me kind of sassiness. I don't know. But anyway, here's my answer to that. Take this mess out of the equation. So if this space was not a cluttered mess, if there wasn't a pile of stuff on the dining room table or the coffee table or the corner over there of the room, whatever, if this mess wasn't here and my house was actually what it is in my mind that I'm trying to work toward by getting rid of all this stuff, okay, where would I look for this first? Okay, if this coffee table was clear, where would I look for it first? Okay, so just kind of, I know the reaction is it's been here for 15 years, but if you don't want that to be covered in stuff, then take that out of the equation and then ask, okay, this space is clear, where would I look for it first? Okay, so this is about when I only did the 3 steps on my kitchen drawer and I did not do anything that required making a decision or using emotions or anything like that. Okay, so the question is where you stopped. Okay, so I stopped after trash, easy stuff, and declutter, and then just stepped away, and I was done after that without using emotions, and it was better than it was before. The question is where you stopped, would you put like things with like at that point? So that is part of the decluttering process. That's not what I would have done next, okay? So the 5-step decluttering process, that video has the first 3 steps in it. The next step is ask the decluttering questions. And the decluttering questions, I'm asking about stuff that was not easy, okay? So in that video, I was skipping over anything that required me to think about it, okay? So I was just removing the 0 thought stuff. But the next step, once the 0 thought stuff is out, is for me to look at this space and go, okay, what in here doesn't need to be here, but I'm gonna have to actually ask myself the decluttering questions about it to figure out where should it go. It doesn't have an established home, but I know it's not supposed to be here. Or does it need to go because I never would have even gone looking for it, okay? So that's how I use those 2 decluttering questions. Still no emotions, but there are decisions that need to be made by answering these instinct-based questions. So the decisions are easier, but they still are decisions. So then I would do that. So at the point where I had removed from that space anything that doesn't need to be there because it was trash, easy stuff that belongs somewhere else, declutter that just needed to be donated, or it had a home, I established a home somewhere else in the house with the first decluttering question, or decided it needed to go, but with the second decluttering question, at that point, I only have in that space what is supposed to be there. That's when I consolidate, which is putting like items together, okay? So by putting like items together, that will very naturally trigger, I've got 3 sets of measuring cups, which I'm pretty sure I actually did in that drawer. But anyway, consolidating is after I have removed everything by going through the 4th decluttering step, okay? Consolidating is the first part of implementing the container concept, which is, okay, I am down to only things that I would really truly look for in this drawer. I've put like things together, so I've revealed that, oh, I have 3 sets of measuring cups and I can get rid of 2 of them. And then at that point is when I purge until it all fits nice and neatly, okay? Then after I've decluttered, then I'm gonna bring in my, which I really should do this, right? My drawer sorter doolally thingies, okay? Like, you know, having, I don't know what the word is. Y'all are gonna tell me in the comments and say, I can't believe she didn't think of that word. Don't you write books about this stuff? Anyway, here's another question. What to do if there are two people in your house and you'd look one place and put it there, but the other person looks a totally different place, okay? The person who uses it is the person who gets to say, this is where I would look for it first, okay? Or the person who gets asked before somebody even looks, where is the such and such? Okay, so meaning like if one of these two people doesn't even look and just asks the other person, where are the scissors? Then the person who gets asked that question gets to say, this is where they would look for it first. Or with some things, let's say you use the scissors and they use the scissors and you both legitimately use the scissors and you would look in two separate places on your own. Well, you can have two pairs of scissors. All right, so that is it for this time. Feel free to leave your questions in the comments on future videos, because whenever I see one that I think, oh, I think I would actually like to answer that, I screenshot it and then try to remember to put it in these Q&A videos that I do later. Okay, I will talk to you guys next week.